My primary goal in this module is to cover the basic concepts of storytelling in biodemography in particular and in science in general. I will begin by first laying out both an organizational concept for storytelling and an organizing technique in PowerPoint. The starting point for organizing your story, which is to say your research presentation, is to consider it in the framework of horizontal-vertical storytelling. The horizontal component is your main storyline, and the vertical component contains the supporting details, anecdotes, and color. You open your talk with a call to adventure to tell your audience about the new, exciting, and important information you are going to present, and you close your talk with the call to action, that is, go forth and do something new with your new knowledge, new skills, or new perspectives. For the mechanics of organizing your slides in PowerPoint, go to the slide sorter mode and organize your slides in rows as follows. The first row will be your introductory slides. And then you right-click at the cursor to wrap around the slides into a new row and label this new row, in this case, Subtheme A. Repeat this for the rest of your content with right-clicks and labeling. The first column contains your main thread of slides, which is to say the first slide for each new part of your presentation. The rows contain the slides with your results and/or other content, with the last row containing your closing comments and call to action. You need transitioning strategies from the end of one section to the beginning of the next. The structural principles of storytelling are used to integrate data and other information into a cohesive whole. Stories can also be considered thought experiments that are designed to engage with readers and encourage heuristic and exploratory thought. Science is full of vexing questions, conflict, dead ends, insights, and occasional thrilling leaps. Thus, a compelling narrative with a story arc and an episodic presentation in which the story unfolds is far more compelling than one in which the information is dumped. A well-told scientific story conveys great quantities of information in relatively few words in a format that is easily assimilated by the viewer. Demographic stories and demographic visuals are mutually complementary, whereas the former serves as the connective tissue that aids in linking different parts of complex concepts or data. The latter aids the story by providing optical structure to the narrative. The basics of storytelling are that the story must have structure, that is a beginning, middle, and end, must have voice, that is yours, and must have character development, that is to say, a main theme. The stories themselves are sequences of causally related events that have three things in common. They take time to unfold, they hold a person's attention, and they leave a lasting impression. Here I tell the story created by one of history's most famous mathematicians, Leonardo Fibonacci. Fibonacci was an Italian mathematician who, in 1202, introduced a hypothetical model involving population growth over generations that yielded a sequence of numbers that came to be known as Fibonacci numbers. He wrote, "Suppose a newborn pair of rabbits, one male and one female, is put into the wild. The rabbits mate at the age of 1 month. At the end of the second month, females can produce another pair of rabbits. Suppose that the rabbits never die, that each female always produces one new pair with one male and one female every month from the second month on. How many pairs will there be in 1 year?" The sequence Fibonacci produced from this thought experiment was 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, 144, and 233 for months 1 through 12, respectively. Note that each number is the sum of the previous two numbers. The general formula is given as xn plus 1 equal xn plus xn minus 1. An important characteristic of the sequence is the fact that the ratio between any number and the previous one in the series tends towards a well-defined value 1.618. This is the golden ratio that frequently occurs in nature. I will finish this module on storytelling in science with the use of a single picture as a building block for a much larger story. In a blink of an eye in evolutionary time, humans reached the last continental corner on Earth. Tierra del Fuego in South America. It was a journey of over 35,000 kilometers from Africa through the Levant and Asia onto the Americas that jumps out of the schematic as a trans-world superhighway. This superhighway included many important side streams into Europe, Asia, Southeast Asia, Australia, and the Americas. The peopling of the world involves the changes in both space and time that shaped humans both biologically and culturally. This schematic visualizes a story that can be told of a global sweep, intriguing because of the mysteries and puzzles about the mechanisms and rates of spread, and profound because of its outcomes. To recap this module, the structural principles I presented in the short module is that of storytelling used to integrate data and other information into a cohesive whole. This ends this module on the use of storytelling in science.